Hello, and welcome back to the next video doing the Spider-Man editor. So I got this working, so we can now, it now starts, which is the intention of what it was. What I had to do was I did some stuff up here to actually get the half name. I added a dot slash, which makes it even less portable. But it seems like I'm not too sure. In my sample code that I had done before, I noticed that it had the dot slash main dot o there, so potentially it matters. In which case, we could probably figure out. Yeah, so file name. Yeah, so I think it's because it's a library. It's trying to look it up as a library. So we need to say that it is an absolute, well, not an absolute, like an actual file. Otherwise, it would try looking for slash lib slash lib editor dot so which is not what we want in this case. But now that we have done this editor, what I think is we could potentially change how it does it. Say instead of doing at sign, asterisk, not asterisk, at sign. Is there like a better word for it? Instead, we can do an exclamation mark and we get an assertion. Fun times. So, what does this assertion say? Right, so we assert that we couldn't get yeah. So I think that was down here. Here we assert that we can't get it. So I think what we need to do is, in fact, do a big if, do this and this. And can you like form it? Is that like the best way you can form it? But that means we can bring this down like that, doesn't it? No, we kind of need the order. So, yeah, we will do that. Yes. So the logic here is if we can get the status of the file and it is newer than the library. I also changed this from the program to the library because that's what we're loading up. That's what we're running. So if that is the case, then do the rebuild and return. But if you can't stat the file, which is likely in like the milliseconds that exists between like when you write the file, you'll like perhaps delete it and create a new one and like do something. Like there will be like milliseconds or nanoseconds that it just won't work. So we've got the thing there. Exclamation mark. What happens if we do a 3? So I believe if I write this, it will just change automatically to a 3, which is quite cool. So we can maybe have it back as a ampersand because that looks kind of cool. But I guess what why is it not doing it now? Is it because you can't load? No. Ugh, what am I calling it? It was just the library. Make the whole library. It's interesting. Oh, it's because I've done a thing. No. Like theoretically, if we don't change this function, in fact, let's I have to do like that, yeah. All of this function you can't change because this function is the one that's loading the library. And so if you change this, you have to close the application and restart it. But if you are not in here, so if you were in this instance here, then it should be doing these checks here, and it should find that the file is newer than the library. So it should rebuild the library. Rebuild the library, and then if that succeeds, I think I just actually, I just want to do that. If the build succeeds, then we return the state. And these functions don't do anything, and that just should. So, maybe we can have 2 of them. It should be doing things. I guess, we're not going to run it in GBT. We need to, no, we can do that, edit for. Cool, so we're in here, and I kind of want to, give me loop main. So break loop main. Just writing the file should theoretically trigger this. We do it while it is true. Otherwise, it's so I kind of want to rerun that. Yeah, and so we're in loop main. So if we go there, I kind of also want to Oh, we didn't. I can make this a bit easier as well. We can probably take all of that and um, call this library build CMD, and we're up here. I don't know. I can do a define library build CMD, and it can just be that. No, we need to shut that bad boy in quotes. So that will just do our library build, and now every time we can do this, we can VF to there. So we'll have three things and library build CMD. Right, so here we can go GDB. And if we like are in the editor docs, so and we run the editor, and we break first on editor main and maybe loop main, and maybe do no, we don't really want to do that. Maybe we do. We can just see it in the source. Cool. So if we do this bit with editor, we are at one loop point. We haven't compiled with the right thing. GGDB. That's the only place you're there. Make file. Is there? I guess you're also there, but I didn't ask you to be from there. So what if I remove editor dot? So we can just go back to editor dot c. Oh, it's because I haven't GDB. Cool. Yeah, I think it'll still need to be there. Need to rebuild the editor, and then we can run it. And yeah, so if we break on editor main and also maybe on loop main, and we want to run this. Except we want to run it with editor. Yeah, cool. Now we get some source code. Whoa. 1, 2, 4, thanks. Right, so we're here. I want to just see what this is doing. So if we library, that looks about right. So if we do this, we'll try and open it. Won't exist. So we'll make a build command. We'll in fact print it out, and then we run it, and we should be fine now. And now we want to get the function, and the function exists. And now we loop into the function main. So when we're here, we should do setup state. Right. So if it exists, it is newer. So I kind of am interested in that dot st time and library stat. So gosh, these are just large numbers. So we can see here that the library does have a highest second, so it will be newer. Interesting. I must have saved it after I built the library. So didn't we build the library here? We built the library and then we ran it. Interesting. So in that case, we will make sure that that looks right. That looks kind of right. So we'll return the state. So we'll come back here. We'll close the module. Cool. That's all right. We'll open the module again. It exists. We'll find the function. Go in here. Loop main. And here we shouldn't hit it. So that is because the file is new, so it will do the things. And this time I kind of just want to save it. And this time I'm confused by that. It's TM Imton, and I've lost my cursor because of this. So yeah, look at that. So the file is over. I wonder if this is kind of overloading. I think I need to do some better things. We'll pass it the 2, and this doesn't exist. And where is this doing it? It's in loop main, so I can theoretically be running that, and maybe I'll come back. Though it's not rebuilding. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Right, so the T thing here we use, but we can find T1 and T2. So if T1 is new, this is going to be tb.tb set is greater than T2 dot tb set. So that's just a definite. But if it's if that is not the case, then we'll do an OR. And if I kind of want to do just that again, except equal. So if they're equal and that just weird off chance that you've done it in the same second, and t1.tb nlsec is greater than t2.tb nlsec. And that should close off that and that. And I think I don't want that one. Yeah, and then that all fits in. So if the first time the number of seconds is bigger, then that is definitely newer. You've just at a different second. Otherwise, if the seconds are the same and nanoseconds are bigger, then yeah. Right, so that's that. So maybe if we place it like, yeah, cool. So that seems to be working again. So what are the things that we have done? So I guess the last video I walked through just kind of just general setting it up, and then right at the end I talked about this hot reloading, which, yeah, perhaps a little, if this function is edited, and then you must rebuild the application. I wonder. I kind of want to do this, and then we can do char star program equals v something like that. Maybe I'll do it like that. It does the same thing, but there's that, and then that means in room .c down where we call editor, we need to actually call editor main with the program. It's kind of interesting. So we're going to pass in just the do we have program here? Yes, we do have it. And we'll pass a pointer to it, so it kind of makes it like an array, but we'll say there's only one element in it. In fact, we'll say there's 0 elements in it because that's how argc is. Is that how? Yeah, so if argv is greater than 0, because argv0 is just always going to exist. It just means that. And we so that would make it -1 if you only pass one argument. So maybe it is actually I kind of need a quick little test. Printf argc and 1. And this editor main is going to take a argc and char star iv. Hey, interesting. Right, so there are some errors happening. Is it unknown? Oh yeah, because we never actually kind of passed it in, so I guess we can just have that not pass it in. Um, editor. Right. Have I broken things? Cool. That still seems to work. And I assume loading still works. And I assume hot loading still works from the get-go. Yeah. Um, cool. So, in that case, what was I trying to do there? I guess I was trying to pass in the IDV to get the program because I thought I used the program, but I don't use the program. I just use file, which I think is fair enough. But yeah, I guess it would be kind of cool if I could detect whether the thing needed rebuilding itself. But that's for another time. I guess now we could probably look at process input and be able to kind of move the player object about. So I guess here, I want to do some things. Is it select you do? Or do you say using poll? All modern applications should use poll. That means I will use poll. And what does poll need? It needs poll.h. We can add that later. It needs these poll FDs and stuff. So I guess I need to find this example. Yeah, so they make the examples just so verbose. Right, so we need a couple of poll FDs. What I'll do is kind of just copy that and go there. Yeah. Right, so we're going to take a poll FDs and I guess we could call it something like that. Is that right? It's because I need that. So how does this example hold? Pools. Right, about to hold it, doing my lots of stuff. Cool. Right, so we poll here, and NFDs is just a type. All right, cool. It's probably just an int. I wonder if we can just say it is 1. Does it have to be this is kind of doing it in a weird way. Because I already have, I mean, I've been using this, but I already have this kind of playground stuff that I have been doing. Oh, what should I do? Select? Yeah, I did select. Right, so pole FDs is a little different to this, but how how did it? Right, so we need to say what events. Easy. What was the limitation? Select. Um, I mean, I think this is kind of all right with what I want because I'm always going to use the file descriptor 1 or 0, 1, whichever one it is for standard out, standard in, yeah. But yeah, maybe I should go with the flow. So we do need to kind of set the our events and stuff. So like maybe do something like this and like do we have to like say yeah, we're like creating the pointer. We can do something like this. Is that what we can do? Oh, you don't tell me, but you do. I think I need to come down here and poll, do some poll. Right, so we're just running a well, cool. This is all good, and we'll just say it is there, and we can do 1. Surely it doesn't need to be on the heap. Yeah, I don't think it should need to be on the heap. Right, so if we do this, then we can just do something like this. So what is file descriptor going to be? I think I need a dot there. STD, it's going to be STD in file mode, but can we do something like that? And what do we want for here? Events. And so this is going to be something, and this are events. Probably set to null, but it'll be 0 initialized just by the state of things. And so what events do we want if we look down here? So I guess Poland, that was kind of what was shown down there. Poll in. Yeah, I'll chuck it in. So this can just be poll in. Easy. Right, so here we now want to pass that to it. NFD equals, yeah, it's easy. That's easy. Right, so we're going to pass in that. We're going to say we've got one of them, and the timeout. What would this do for the timeout? About to poll -1. So I guess uh, negative value is infinite. Right, so if we do this, so what's this going to return? So I guess we kind of want to not. So, like in some applications, you would want to block, but I do not actually. I lost where it is. Timeout. Infinite timeout. So I actually kind of want the timeout of 0. So it returns immediately because I mean I don't want it to be kind of waiting on user input to do stuff. I think because there's potentially going to be other things happening in the map. There might be some enemies, and we might want to see how they're kind of scrolling across. So I think I want to put 0 there. And I want to search for return again. And return should be non-negative. So if this is less than 0, number of elements whose R events have been set to a non-zero value. So I guess I'm wondering if we have to kind of capture that. I kind of want to perhaps assert that greater than equal to 0. But perhaps I wanted to see what happens if it had 0 things in it. So I guess that happens with the R events, the return events. Easy R events, right? Output parameter filled in by the kernel. So I guess, guessing is always good. That our events may not be yeah, so our events will just be 0. So if d dot r events not equal to 0, that means we pushed a button. So I think in I kind of want to just go maybe assert false. It will just break at that point there. But that's all right. We can't actually load things. That's because we need whole loop whole dot a something like that, and that just fixes it. Cool. And then we get a search and fail. So if we do this, that means that gosh, where was it? 58. We have handled some input, so that means we could probably do a read into a buffer of something. So we could have a buffer of, I don't know, like. So the thing is, we only really need so much. If we like reset, I mean, reset's kind of a bad thing. If we push up or down or left or right, it's basically sending ASCII codes. If we do like an alt letter, we get just an escape and then something. When I said ASCII codes, I mean ANSI codes. So what we probably want to do is now we want to do like called read, and read takes in instead. That's cool. It actually takes in a size t. Size t, so we'll make it as the size t because it could be -1, I believe, is the issue. Right, so here we pass in the file descriptor, the count, and the buffer and the count. Cool. So the file descriptor is it's actually fd dot fd. It is fd.fd first. And the buffer is just going to be buffer, and the count is going to be size of buff. I think that is like. I think that is the one, but maybe I want to double check that. Maybe like test.c is main. We probably want include dio.h, and we probably want to do a char buff 64, and in fact we don't even need to do that. We can just now return size of buff, and this program, if we what do I call it? Whatever files in. If we now do this and then echo the return code, it will return code 64. That's what I wanted to know. So this means that we have returned up to 64 bytes, but if we have returned nothing, we should probably maybe just do assert n is greater than 0. Because we've been told by the kernel that there is stuff to read. Well, actually, we've been told that there is stuff. So maybe I want to do events, because it was going to set that's just that. Our events. It's going to be any events that could be an events and one of error hup and nvel. So I guess I want to any of those or one of those. So I guess any means it could have multiple, I guess. So I guess we want to make sure that it's got whole in set. Events and whole in if that not equals 0. I think that kind of makes sense. Right, so now we have there. Oh, right, so we've read some bytes. What we want to do now is kind of go through and see what all the bytes mean, and whether they're useful for us. So I guess I kind of want to have, we'll see why, I might have a kind of index into the buffer, and then while I is less than n, we're going to do some stuff. I wonder if this is the way I want to do it. I think this is, but it might get tidied up. Because here we have yeah. Gosh, I'm rumbling in the tummy already. Right, so yeah, if we're doing this, we'll start off with a thing. We want to do an str in CMP of buff plus I, which will start off at 0. And we want to compare it against, I don't know, say Q. We'll do Q for width. And the str in CMP, I kind of want to make a little define type thing, like key matches and pass in just the key, I guess. And this is going to return me str in CMP buff plus I. Then the key, then the str len of key, and if that equals 0, yeah, and then if key matches Q, something like that, and maybe at the end here we can define undo key matches just to clean it up after there, so it's only valid in between here. Right, so if the key matches there, we want to do a quit, but we also want to do I plus equal, and this plus equal 1 is really like str. It's str len of the match, I guess. In fact, maybe. Oh, you can do some like curse things. I'm wondering if I can do. It's going to be a conditional, and match equal to key. And I think that's right. So what we can do is do like a right. So this is going to, maybe we will just call this buff char star buff equal to ABC, and we can also have a match equal to 0. How do we do that? Is it just like that? Because it is a pointer. I think it's just like this. Do you tell me anything wrong? No, that's cool. Right, so at this point, we want to now see like just key equals A, and if strncmp of buff, I see a bug there. Go there, and then find that. Go there, find that. Change that to I. All right. So if str do that, str will then of key, and then and match equal to key. Then we do a thing, print, yeah, matched, cool. So I guess we do need to, dio.h, and also like, string.h, is that what that is in? String.h it is. I don't really want to do that. Go back to there, and just do this one file. Cool. So we get that one file if we it doesn't match that. Printf matched equal to do and match match. So matched is null. But so the thing is, this whole thing, I kind of like overloaded myself. It's returning a that's all right. Is this not matching? STRS in CMP of buff and key with just one character of A could surely work. Equal to 0. So maybe I'll just do that. Alright, so it matched there, but if we go here and now see why that didn't work, we just want to get rid of that. It's still matched. Perfect. Yeah, and we can see here, before it matched, but it didn't set match. But here it matched and set the match character. I think this is what I want. Yeah. And is that what I have? Right, strlen. So that whole thing equals 0. Maybe I'll add a thing there. So that whole thing kind of goes there. Because then at the end, we can just go I plus equal to strlen of match. Easy. Easy. It's not quite easy because if we get to the end here, we now need to swallow unused but maybe we'll do this. Yeah, I thought this was complaining about stuff. Yep, we can do parentheses, maybe like ys 3 f space of that. Yeah, that's what I want. Look at that, the magic. Match is undeclared, but we can declare it. And I guess here we can, if match were null, we can do some things. Is we got to do some different things. Cool. So now at this point we can edit it again, and we get that assertion on 77. 77. We can probably just do that. And now if we push Q, nothing happens. But for something should happen, but what was it? Stop. I think stop was a valid function. It was end, but that means we'll probably need to bring it all the way up to like here. And it probably should also do some things. Like it should restate. I think that's pretty much all it should do. Right, so that's complaining about things. Implicit thing about that. What was the function I did? End. End. And like here, I think I can do this unreachable just to say that I don't think anything should come after this line. And hopefully it breaks it and tells me didn't actually need to restart it. I put in all this thing so it hot reloads. Didn't need to restart it or do anything. But if I push Q, it doesn't work. But I think if I push Q from the get-go, it still doesn't work. Alright. Alright. I think I want to do some GBB debugging, but maybe break on editor.c. Maybe do it on line 63. And so then if we run this, if we provide any input at all, I would have thought it was going to tell me some things. Now, I wonder if it's stuck in poll. No, it's not stuck in poll, so it's kind of interesting. Maybe like get out of there, get out of there. Yeah, cool. Step through here. Process input. I want to see what's happening here. So PFD, and here did a little thing, a little kernel call. Here we have our events equal to 0. We can do like a fancy thing like our editor and like maybe can we do something like the Q? No, I want yes, please. Right, so it hasn't done it at all. Does poll need to be like one above NFTs? NFTs. Oh, we need to give it like a pointer to the array of FTs. So it's like a pointer. I think I need to do it. I mean, it seems like it should do the trick. And this is just like going and getting all the files, I guess. Um, like what if we do -1? And do the same thing. And if we do a little break, we're in the middle of whole. Perfect. No, but just continue and then push Q. I think I haven't cooked my. I haven't cooked it enough. If I push enter, then it will do it. Which isn't ideal. I want the input to come straight away. And I think that's because in our setup, we haven't actually done everything that we want to do. So we also want to do some term iOS stuff. Term iOS. So we kind of want to have maybe in the state is where we want to keep it, because we want to keep it through restarts. And so when we restart, it just gets to the end. So we'll have a struct term iOS. This is going to be original term iOS. I don't know, naming things. And then in the setup, we were going to do maybe do assert tc get at get getter, and we're going to give it std in file name, and we're going to pass it our state. And what do we call it? Original term iOS. Right, and what are we asserting that this is returning? 0 equals 0. Right, so I don't know. I don't really want to handle errors at the moment. And so I guess that means in our stop, was it? Stop end. I think I want to do if state not equal to null. Just do a little safety check, because it might not be. You never know. And maybe even do an unreachable here, because that's not a good thing if it does that. So maybe set iter, and is it just the same thing? No, we need to do actions. What do we want for the actions? Potentially, that was, yeah, so we probably just want to do DCSA now. Is that what I want? Or maybe TCS drain? I don't know. Just do it now. We can always fix stuff up later. Right, so now that we've kind of set up those two, we now want to kind of set up our own structure. iOS, we'll call it new, because we can in this language. update original term iOS. New is a keyword in most languages. Maybe I shouldn't set it to new. But yeah, I kind of want to set it to this non-canonical mode. So in canonical mode, things are done line by line. It's done like kind of a lot of things, but non-canonical, everything's just there straight away. It does have a buffer, so interesting to note. And there's no line editing, which is good because we want to do all the line editing. There's some settings that we can kind of happen. So we don't really want, well, like we know it's got data, so we can probably just leave it as is. Yeah, so I think this is kind of what we kind of want, which is probably what is the case. But what we kind of want to do is set the CL flag. Can we do something like that? Is that too cursed? No, is that what we want? We kind of want it to end equal to the opposite of iCanon, I think. So we invert the bits of iCanon, so every bit except for iCanon is set, and then we end that whole thing. So that will mean everything in the original thing that was set should still be set unless it was iCanon. So I believe that should disable it. And afterwards, we want to set iter, and this can be new, and we'll do TCSA now as well. Excellent. Right, so is that all we need to do by turning off canonical mode? I think I did something different in this one. We also turned off echo, which yeah, I can show you the hey, that didn't like it. Is that because I need to include term iOS? I'll do it. Include term iOS.h. Do something like that. Still doesn't like it. Is that because we need to do something like that? Yep, it is. Alright, so in this case here, we should be able to do a.out, this thing here. So yeah, so if I'm typing things, you can see sometimes very briefly there, if I type really quick, a cursor will appear, the letter. So I think I do want to do that, and also disable echo. So do that, and we can see what echo was meant to be doing. Echo inputs characters. It's simple as that. So I'll disable that, and if we run this, I just see faults now. Crazy. 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 I didn't expect that. Right, so it is seek folding with that, but I mean, I guess this is in the process input. Yeah, it is. Process input. It's in fact on 87. It's because STR-len match didn't exist. Yeah, all right. So this is because I haven't actually made sure that match is something. I think I want to do something like this. Because I is going to be something different. But now we'll just do one. Right, so if we so I've lost my cursor because we're in this cooked mode, and it didn't close properly, and we can make the closing properly work. So now I push some not keys, but I can push Q and it does the quit, and it kind of resets, but it kind of doesn't. So I think I want to make this end also maybe go. Yeah, maybe we want to go to 1, and we want to clear screen, and we also want to reset graphics mode. We want to do a lot of things on output. So if we do this again and we push Q, it should. It hasn't like cleared the screen as I would have expected. Because yeah, it's like kind of. Still showing the old stuff. But if we just did what we did, maybe I'll just do that sort of command. So it kind of stopped there, and it still had that stuff there. So if we clear that, we can see that it still got the stuff that we had, but it restarted printing there. So I think I need to store the cursor position when we do that. And I don't know what it is, but this nice cheat sheet probably does. Cursor position. Yeah, so do we just want to. Ooh. Does one of these work and one of these doesn't? Cursor, right, so save cursor. Right, so yeah, we probably want to do define save cursor. This can potentially be a bit more like that. And this is going to be x1b. Is this like everything's? Nah, like everything is like their own kind of. So that's right. And this is just going to be like S. I feel recommended to use the deck sequence. So this is just escape 7. looks a little strange, and the restore is A. Um, um, Something like that. And so now if we do this, it doesn't like something. Oh, it's because can we do something like that? Gosh, it's cursed. But that seemed to be good, I think. So we run it, we quit it, we're back at the same place. We type in some random input, we run it, we quit it, we're back at the same place, and we have all the stuff that we had saved. So yeah, I think that's looking pretty cool. Let's run it. And get rid of the warning things. I just want to check that we can still do the hot reload, which is cool. Which means, what do I want to do now? We were working on input. We had key matches. That's right. So here, I guess we can probably just do else if key matches. And what's another key we could do? I might start with the easy ones. So if we get an A, we want to. I like this. Right, so or key matches, and I'm going to say left, and maybe I'll define. Like, where do I want to define the lefts and the rights and things? So define a left, and this is going to be, we'll find out. So maybe if we cat minus v, a left is a x1b b, and right is that. Like maybe do that. Oh, don't worry, baby. You don't like something here. So I wonder, that hot reload, we kind of want it to not spam out like lots of things. So maybe this build command. We can also do a 2 to div now. Just in this one, maybe. The other one, like, it's potentially more. Yeah. If we've got to that state, it's like kind of a bad thing. But if we're in this state, I think it is all right to do that. And we can reload, and that wasn't in the it's interesting, that wasn't in the command to rebuild the rebuild the library wasn't in the part that you can't edit. So like down here you have to rebuild the whole thing. Up here we can change this, and now that we have, we can probably start like breaking stuff. And so like this has errors, but it's still working. Down here it's just silently done it. So we do something like that, but if we do that, then it just works perfect. I like this. Right, so we're doing our lefts and the rights. So left and right. Maybe we can do up and down. Up was. I should probably. It's actually kind of good that I've got this keyboard down. Because I can do. I wonder. How did I do that? I haven't done that. I thought I hadn't set it up because I have our like numpad. So this is the numpad, but if we do it like that, it's actually that is a I don't even know what it is. I don't have keycaps on, but that's the bottom left, bottom right. That's just down, so it's always two. So these keys are always the same. The middle one and the two top right ones. So I can probably put them in, and I can potentially work out which one is which by pushing home and insert delete on this laptop. And that was so home and end, no, home and end, and or insert delete might not be around there. Oh, insert and delete it down there. I don't think those keys are kind of used. So I wonder what 3 and 5 are for. 3 did come up as delete. So oh no, 5 and 6 are what I want. 5 and 6. Maybe, yeah, page up and page down. Perfect. Right, so maybe I'll even just do that now. Page up. And so page up, what did I decide that was going to be 5 C 5 2 and page down was going to be just the 6, except not that one. That one, thanks. What else do we have there? So they were maybe I'll define keypad 9 is page up because I believe that is what I'm seeing on this. I'm seeing a 5 and then I'm seeing a 5. Perfect. And then keypad, gosh, it'll be something like that, except that. And is that what I'm seeing? 6 and 6. Yes. Perfect. So what else do we have with up, down, left, right? We can probably also do so this is like when keypad is on. I guess when numpad is on, it is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Easy. So what about the middle one? Did I ever figure that out? E. No. Like I just don't know what keys there would have been back in the day. 3. Did I have 3 for anything? There were those two. Cool. So that's insert and delete. Gosh, what is that? I think I need a Standard keyboard. Give me show me what the keys are. Insert and delete. Perfect. I wonder if these should come down here, maybe. Maybe come in order. So keypad 2 was just 2. Keypad 1 was the same as end. 4 was what was 4? 4 was just. So it's kind of interesting that it is just a number, but it should be that. I don't know. We'll call it a 4. And a 5, well, a 6 was the same, and an 8 was the same, but a 5 was. What was a 5? 5 was this E button, which, like, I don't know. H1B, C, E. That is what it is. What was 7? 7 was home. So we don't really have home and stuff defined. So we could probably define home. And what was home? Home was 4 till on the 4 to. And I think I want these in order, and maybe those in order, just because they're going in order. Right, so what else am I missing here? End. End is probably 3. Get that, and then do that. Confirm. No, home. Yeah. Home was a 1, which. Yeah, home was a 1. Gosh, this is what happens when you get things wrong. Right, then insert was 2. End was 3. End was 4. All right. So what was 3? Delete was 3. Uh, 5 and 6. And did we get higher than 6? And here we just had that. Right. So keypad 1 in 3 page down. 5 was just something weird. Home and page up. Right, so we also have keypad 0, and that's going to be insert. And like all the outside stuff, it is just treated the same. I also had these, yeah. They don't do anything. Oh, they're just like extra F keys, I think. we do have all the F keys I could put in. Gosh, they're just lots of different things. I mean, it might be right. Because maybe you want to push something on F1. F1. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can do that. So X1B, OP, and I just want to check my O's. Yeah, my O's definitely have that. No, oh gosh, no. Do that, and this goes to OQ. This goes to OR, R, uh, right, then OS. Right, here's where we get a little different. 15, 2. So that was on F5. Where's 16 till? I don't know where 16 tilde is. That's kind of bizarre. F5, F6. Either way, we'll put in the F6. Take me back. Different keyboards, different places. Yeah, so that was actually 17. Right, so now I kind of want to do and then like find that, then do that again, then do that. And does that kind of match what I was thinking with? No, it wasn't with F12. Do we take another cap? Yeah, so we don't have a 22. Bizarre. Right, these are all the keys. I think it's useful to put them in. You never know when you might need them. Maybe I'll actually just make them a little better. Those are just that. Those are that. Right, so when we're processing input, that's what we want to do. So if we're matching A or left, we want to move the character. So we have a state, and I think we call it player. Yeah. So we might do minus minus. But if state player, yeah, if the state of the player is in the wall, we kind of want to bring it out. Yes, interesting there. I think I want to do if collides player. No. Well, I kind of do because thinking back to the long-term thing is we do have like a legitimate map, and I think we do need to see whether we have collided with something at some point. Like if we walk from here, we don't want to continue walking. We want to see, oh, we've hit that. We might need to climb up, or something, or jump up. So I think I'll just do a very simple thing. Uh, Player.x is a less than or equal to 0. Or yeah, if it's hitting that wall, then we will basically not let you do it. Cool. So that is probably the left. What happens if we do the no, we can do. We know that's not what we want. Redo that. And, oh, that's not what I want. Trying to just jump around and boom, jump up, jump around. All right, so we'll do the same with plus plus. Now this will need to be a different check. So if it is greater than, I think just greater than the state screen dimensions.x. If it is perhaps equal to, no, I think we can go up to it. So here we can probably do that. Cool. And I don't know, I'll get rid of this gross window, and if we restart that, yeah, we can move our little guy around. So we can move him left, right. That's pretty cool. So I guess what other directions should we go in? Maybe the up direction, just to show we can. So maybe call that and up, and we'll do replace X with Y. Sounds good. And here we can replace X with Y, but everywhere. And here we want to go there and do that and down. Cool. And then I think we can go up, go sideways, go down. Ooh, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And at the end of the day, we can quit, which I hope that wasn't from this one. I think it's not, because that would crash the whole thing. That was just from earlier, I think. If it shows up again, it shows up again. Oh, that was from when we were like compiling, but not kind of hiding it. Like if we just we like delete that, it can't compile. But this still work. Don't have the up arrows actually. That is quite bizarre. That cool. I think that's probably enough. Well, actually, I also want to do like matching, like input that we don't have. Like, say, if I put an X in, that kind of works. But if I push in like a home, it still kind of works because it just kind of it goes until it goes. But there is a like if I do an Alt D, yeah, Alt D and Alt A still work where I wouldn't want them to. And that's because they do an escape, but they just do the character after. I wonder if you do something like that. Or, yeah, that does. So that's Alt left and right. That does some funky shit. Part of my language. That's still the same, but yeah, that's quite substantially different. But yeah, what we can do is detect what sort of character we are looking at. So, like if it's really if the buff of the current character equal to XB1, is it? 1B. Right, so if it is 1B, gosh, they're just like blue, two of them. Right, so if we have an escape character, that means we need to do a thing. Otherwise, this will just be a normal character. So we can just read it. If it is an escape character, we want to check two things. So either it's kind of interesting. I'll bring out the old. Well, in fact, I'll do XXD because you can kind of see it. If I push just escape, escape has been pushed, and we see an escape character show up. If I push, say, C, C comes up. If I push Alt C, the same thing shows up, and we can see that if we not do that, go back to this, where they're big boys. Kereru, two of them, they're like giant. Anyway, so if we do escape, and then C, and then Alt C, and then see what that has, it has the same data sequence, but there was a delay. So if I do like escape C, it'll do it reasonably quickly, but that's kind of the same as Alt C. But if I do like escape then C, then I don't know. Potentially we can detect when it's just escape, which I think will be useful. So if it is just an escape, we might actually want to deal with it. But how we would detect that is if I plus 1 is less than n, it's an escape sequence. Otherwise, is just a single escape, and it will like break out the next pretty much. But if it's an escape sequence, that gets kind of cool because you can do all sorts of things. But the gist is we just need to kind of get the opening character to see whether it's a what sort of sequence it is. That's kind of interesting. Like, what if I do something like that? Like, it's kind of interesting that we can do that sort of thing. But we can actually do like we do escape that, or it's not quite working. I was trying to do like printf x1b x for 1 em high. Yeah, and it doesn't read. But yeah, if we did that manually, yeah, it kind of gives back control after the numbers. But anyway, I'm digressing. So if I really only care about the CSI sequence, because that is like pretty much how it is. These other ones, I don't know exactly when they'll go. OSC. Yeah, like we only talk about 2 here. There are other docs, but it's like gosh, there are other docs, but they just kind of gross to read. I talk about them in some of my operating system videos. It's just how it is. But yeah, so I think if it is the case that there is another character, we have kind of 2 cases. We either have which I think, well, like we kind of have a few, but I kind of want to just do a switch maybe on buff, and if it is X1B, no, if it is a just that, then we have a CSI sequence. We should do a break at the end. Otherwise, another sequence or more likely alt plus chart. So that means we can probably just go I plus equal to 2, 32, and create, even though we don't really need it. So if we have a CSI sequence, what do we need to do? We need to, maybe we can just swallow those 2 characters, the escape and the square bracket, and then we can do a little while loop. I think we want to make this a little bigger. We can do a while loop, and while is digit of buff I. Well, in fact, we want to first check whether I is less than n and is digit of that character. Well, it's is digit or buff I equal to that character there. And while that is the case, we can just go I plus. Quite easy, a loop. And then at the end, we so that's kind of churning through all of these characters, and then it should have a single character for the command. So we can probably just go I plus plus there, and that should swallow all the keys, I believe. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to test that, I guess. Are we doing it right? It hasn't like. Yeah, so there are some things happening. There was some leaks. Oh, we can't see them all because no, we can't see them all. No, we can't see them all. Yeah, because of the way it's done. That's probably why I wasn't hot reloading. Now we like won't be able to compile. That's why. maybe we can include C type for the X digit. We can write our own, but that's all right. And if we did now and do a little test, we can see whether both go, and we should be able to kind of move about. And what were some things? So we could probably push some keys and more things happen, and we can quit. That quits. Perfect. I think that's a great place to stop. So this stuff, well, I haven't actually pushed upstream anywhere. Well, I've got it in like a private repo, but yeah, maybe I'll clean it up at some point and just have it so people can kind of have a look. There's still stuff to be done, like yeah, after there's potentially more key presses that we might want to handle. There's potentially like different modes that we're in. Are we like in a editing mode or a playing mode, or is it paused? Is it something else? But yeah, a lot of things that we can do. But I think for now this is great progress, and I hope you are enjoying the show, and I'll see you next time. See ya.